Hello, this is Felipe Larita with Neuro Virtual, and today I will present how to operate the BW2 EEG and Bwanalysis EEG software. The BW2 EEG is a 25-channel EEG system. Here we can see the amplifier, head box, and the photic stimulator on the left-hand side. The head box has the full 1020, as we can see here. We have PGND, which is the patient ground. That should go on the forehead. And here we have ref, which is the system reference. Both PGND and ref should be used at all times during an EEG exam. We recommend placing the ref electrode anywhere between FZ and CZ or CZ and PZ. Okay. X1 and Y1 are typically reserved for EKG, so these two can be used for the EKG. X2 and X3 are extra channels that can be typically used for the eyes or any other parameter which is configurable in the montage. The photic stimulator has 30 LEDs and connects directly to the amplifier and is controlled by the software, both automatically and manually. Okay. In the next image, I'll show you the connector on the photic. This is a phone line connector. So typically type as your telephone cable, basically RJ11, RJ10. Okay. Here we have the full connection. The amplifier has three connections. The first one is RJ45, which is for the LAN cable that connects directly to the computer, whether it is a laptop or a desktop. We then have the RJ10 cable, which connects from the amplifier to the photic, and then the power supply cable, which is a DB9 connector. Everything connects directly to the amplifier. Okay. The software is called Bwanalysis, and that is the first icon at the very top. This is where we create new exams, open existing exams to generate reports or read directly. The data folder BW data is where all of the exams are stored by default. BW screen is the default folder where all of the screenshots are stored, and you can take screenshots of an EEG recording at any point in review by pressing the insert button on your keyboard. This will take a print screen of what you have on the screen and it'll save it as an image. You can later print, email, or include with the report this image. BW report is the report folder, and this folder stores all of the generated reports. The reports are generated in Microsoft Word format, so they're 100% customizable. You can create as many templates as you want, and you can edit the reports even at the very end after they've been generated. Neuro Virtual Tech Support is the tech support app, and this program, once you click on it, it will automatically prompt you with a support number, which you can call 24/7 for technical support and assistance. Our agents will be on standby. They'll give you a 6-digit PIN code, which you type in. Once it's typed in, you click connect, and we're in. We can troubleshoot, update software, answer any questions related to the hardware or the software. Going into the software, you double click on Bwanalysis, and you're going to notice the software is very similar to that of Windows Office, meaning that the blank sheet creates a new exam, the open folder opens an existing exam. If I select the blank document, on some stations you'll have the options to switch between PSC or EEG. Typically it won't ask you. It'll go straight to the new patient window. In order to get started, there's 3 fields that are required. That's last name, first name, birth date. Once you type in the birth date, the age is generated automatically. If you type in the weight, select the measuring units, the height, select the height units, it will automatically calculate the BMI. You have Open fields, if you have video recording, this is sold as a separate add-on for synchronized video. If that's been purchased, then this will be enabled. If it hasn't, then it will be disabled. You have referring physician, you have 5 tabs. You have a general info tab, which include medication, comments, history, observation. You have a physician tab for reading physician. You can type in the name of the physician, or you can customize a drop down for the different physicians where they can type in their conclusions. You have 2 tabs for technicians where they can, same thing, type in their name or pick from the drop down and type in their comments. And you have contact info of the patient. Once you're ready to get started, at this point we'll keep default information. We click OK, and it automatically defaults to your first montage. In this case, it's a double banana montage, as we can see here. Configuring your montages, it's very straightforward. We have the montage editor, and you can click on that. It will take you to the montage manager, where you can pick an existing montage to edit, delete, or you can create a new montage. If you want to create a new montage, here you have your montage editor. Basically, you add as many spaces as you want to the montage, and then just pick and choose your active, pick and choose your reference, and it automatically puts in standard information and moves you down to the next one. You can re-reference, change the sensitivity, your digital filters. You can make it invisible. You can change the color of that channel, and then the rest are just default for sleep, so you won't have to worry about it for EEG. And basically, that's how you build your montage. You save it, and once you save it, it's ready, depending on what you selected. To switch between montages, you have the drop-down menu, okay, and you can create a montage, edit a montage, or switch between montages at any point. Okay, your impedance check is the impedance check button, which is the ohm sign right here, and you can select that at any point. You're going to see your impedance check. This is live impedances. It takes about 2 to 5 seconds. At this point, I don't have anything connected, so we're going to see some scattered values. We have the happy face, green for optimum, yellow for so-so, and red for undesirable. These thresholds can be customized in the configurations, okay? And I'll show you how shortly. If we're satisfied with the impedances, we click OK. Software will automatically timestamp it, and under the acquisition impedance records, it will save it. So you can go back and visualize that impedance record. You can generate as many impedances as you want at any point throughout the recording. Your calibration button is right above the impedance check. This is a calibration. This is a manual calibration button. You can enable this at any point by basically just clicking on the button. It will auto start the machine calibration. This is an optional procedure. You don't have to run calibrations unless you're specified to do so by your medical director. If you want to stop the calibration, then you point and click again on the calibration button, and it automatically stops the calibration and it returns you to where you were originally. If you want to get started, we click on the start and finish button, basically our play button, and this will automatically take us into not recording mode. So we can see it's flashing and we can see the intervals of white and pink. This signifies that we're not recording. Okay. In order to initiate the recording, we click on the record button. Once you click record button, it goes away, everything goes white. We are now saving data and our recording timer is now ticking. Okay, so we're recording data. At this point, we don't have anything hooked up, so we're just picking up flat lines. If we wanted to type in a tech comment, we can do so at any point by hitting the space bar, and I can mark a quick tech comment. If I want to predefine or customize comments, I can go under events, predefined events, And here I could create a list of up to 25 predefined events. And I can delete any of the ones that I want to update, or delete them all and just insert one by one, basically. In order to insert that event, once it's created, you right click, you're going to see the events option, just hover over it, and you're going to see the drop down automatically appear with up to 25 options. So here it is. These can be customized specifically for EEG. Okay. If we want to document for the doctor whether or not the patient is awake or asleep, we have a second status event option, which allows us to document the patient status. So if I select status, I can select sleep. It will mark that. If I select awake, it will mark that as well. This is an optional feature. You can always just hit the space bar and type in the comment. Okay. If we want to go back and view what we've recorded so far, we have the live review button. Select that button, you confirm this message, and now you have two screens. You have the recorded screen on the left hand side, which you can scroll through and see everything that has been recorded, and you have the live recording data on the right hand side. Both of these workspaces are customizable. You can switch montages between any of the workspaces, as you can see here. If I want to move over to the next workspace, just select anywhere on that screen, and now this red line signifies that I'm working in this workspace. If I change the montage, it automatically changes it. Okay. If I want to exit the live review mode, just press the button again, and we're back in live recording only. Here's our not 60 Hz filter, which is a toggle we can enable or disable at any point. Digital filters, which allow us to manipulate the low and high frequency filters of our EEG channels. We have the montage editor, which allows us to create, edit, or delete montages. The clipboard allows us to go into the patient information window, which we saw initially at the start of the exam, and we can continue to insert more information if we wanted to at any point. The speaker button is a audio stimulation feature that allows us to stimulate the patient with audio if we wanted to. And this is a manual feature. We have the play button, volume control, tone, and frequency controls. We have our printer setup that allows us to print the software. This is the about window. It shows us the current version of Bwanalysis that we are running on this station. And this is our seconds per page drop-down menu. It allows us to view our EEGs and how many seconds as we want. If we want to see it in 30 seconds, we can switch to a 30 seconds per page screen view, or keep it as the 10-second default. Next, we have our microvolt amplitude sensitivities for our EEGs, and these are preset at 7 microvolts. We can customize them, we can change them at any point. Next, we have the total recording time. Then again, we have our montage drop down, and we have our digital filters. Status bar tells us if we're not saving or saving the data, as we can see here. The H is to initiate hyperventilation protocol, which is a toggle button. You select that, it tags the hyperventilation, and automatically you're going to see a timer that's going to initiate H5, H10 every 5 seconds all the way to 180 seconds. It will document hyperventilation. At the very end, it will mark a end hyperventilation event. This is used to advise the doctor when you initiated or terminated the hyperventilation protocol. If you want to stop it beforehand, we can select the button again, and it marks end hyperventilation, and it switches to whatever state we were in this case, awake, for this patient. If we want to initiate the photic stimulation, we have two options. We have the manual photic, which we can select and increase or decrease the photic frequencies using the plus and minus sign, or we can enable the automatic photic. This will automatically initiate the current photic protocol in this EEG station. This photic protocol is customizable inside the configurations. And as you can see here, we have the photic channel, and we also have flash frequency events, which signify how many hertz of stimulation we have at this point in time. If we need to stop the exam beforehand, we can do so as well by just clicking on the automatic photic or the manual photic, and it will automatically end the photic protocol. Okay. If we want to, in look back or in review, if you want to put in a highlight tool or a note for the doctor, we have the highlight tool. We can select that, and this allows us to blanket an area and double click and type in any notes that we want the doctor to see, as you can see here. Okay. If we want to view the exam information, down here we have a full list of all the events that have been inserted into the software, such as hyperventilation, photic frequencies, any kind of status, as you can see here, highlights that have been done via the highlight tool, measurements, or periods for digital analysis. Under the measures tool, we can insert as well a measuring tool. This will measure the duration, the amplitude, and the frequency. Okay, if we want to measure spikes, that's via measures, insert, and then we can just click and drag, and it automatically drops this box, which we can customize in regards to the size. If we want to end the exam, we hit the finish start button, and this will automatically stop the exam. If we want to pause the exam, we just remove the record, and it will end recording and automatically switch to not saving data. If we want to reinitiate recording, we select recording again, and it will continue the recording. Again, if you want to stop it, just hit the finish button, and it stops the recording. Okay, at this point, we can close out of the exam if we wanted to. If we want to pull it back up, we click on the open. This is the open file window. From here, we can select the exam. We can export, import, delete. If we want to open the exam, we click OK. Automatically pulls up the exam with my exam info window, which I can close. Scrolling through the exam, I can use my page up, page down buttons on my keyboard or my left and right arrow keys. Software has digital analysis built in. We can select the period, selecting the P up top, and just drop down as many of these period boxes as we need. And once we're done with selecting the area that we want to analyze for digital analysis or brain mapping, we turn off the P selector button, we execute the FFT, we select digital analysis, and here we have all of the different spectrum analysis, histogram, spectral differences, propagation, positional diagram, topography, all depending on what we have on the screen. As we generate these maps, you're going to notice that it creates a tab at the bottom of the screen. We can always switch back to the trace. If you want to delete any of these tabs, just click on the X and it will automatically delete that tab. Okay. I want to go back to trace, I can do so. Here we are. Generate a report, select the report button, and here we have all of the reports. For instance, I'll select the EEG report template. It will start the report process. It will advise you that it's been saved inside the report folder. Click OK, and once it's saved, it's going to automatically open the Word document, as you can see here, and this is a template of an example. This is 100% customizable. We have fields that auto-populate depending on what information we've put in for this exam. As you can see here, we can customize all of these directly from our end or your end as well if needed. Okay, this concludes the BW2 EEG and BW analysis presentation. Thank you for your time.